Hello everyone, I'm Ryan McElmurry. Today I will be explaining how to make French toast actually. This is something that's pretty easy. My mom kind of taught me back in the day how to go about making this, so I thought I'd teach everyone. Here we have our pan, which we'll be making the French toast in. We have our spatula, which we'll be flipping the French toast with. Butter, which we'll be putting in the pan to make sure the French toast doesn't stick. Of course, we have a knife and fork to whisk the mix up the batter, and the knife. This is just for me to cut the butter to put it in there. We also have eggs for our batter. We have a little bit of ground cinnamon, some syrup for the finished product. Also, we have some vanilla extract, and some milk. Really doesn't matter which kind of milk, but we got some vitamin D here, some 2%, and of course bread. And you need your measuring utensils. Don't ever forget those. So now, what we'll do first is the butters. As you can see, the butter has labels to where you could cut this. Alright. This recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of butter. Usually the butter packages will come with a little label on them, so it's not really hard. You don't have to put it in like a measuring cup or anything. What I did was already cut it in advance, and I got the heat going on medium right now. So when I drop this butter in, it'll be already melted and ready to go. And of course, you want to lift the wrapper off before you put it in the pan, of course. Alright, and next, while that butter melts, what we will do is make the batter for the French toast. First, starting with an egg. Crack the egg over some hard surface and let that drop in there. Next, we will have the milk. This calls for 3 tablespoons of milk. Again, it doesn't really matter. 1%, 2% doesn't really matter. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. All right. Next, we will be doing a little bit of cinnamon. This calls for 1/4 tablespoon of cinnamon. Kind of stuck to the bottom there, so. There we go. And then next we'll be using the vanilla extract. This calls for 1/2 teaspoon. All right. And now we have our butter mixture. We have all the ingredients that need to be entered. Now we have I'm using a fork to whisk this around. I mean, if you have a whisk at home, that would probably be helpful, but a fork will work. We want to mix this in until there's no more egg yolk showing, so it's all mixed in thoroughly. Now I'm going to spread this butter around a little bit so we can get a little even flow. Alright. And next, this is where we place the bread into the batter. One thing you want to make sure of when you're doing this, you don't really want to soak your bread too much in the batter. Otherwise, your bread will become soggy and it won't cook well. It won't have a little crunch to it. It'll just be plain soggy, mushy bread. So I'd say probably you dunk it in probably 30 seconds maximum. And then you flip it, of course, on each side so you got even batter on both sides. So, yeah, here we'll go with this. Let that sit there for a second so the bread could absorb the mixture. And we'll flip that real quick. All right, now once you think your French toast is ready to go, then that's when you place it into the skillet. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! All right, so now place it in there. Flip that quick because you don't want your bread to get too soggy, and then it won't quick, and then it won't cook, and it'll be all mushy. So then I transfer it over here pretty quick. Now we'll leave it on its side for probably 2 minutes. I'd say 2 to 3 minutes. Once you feel like it's cooked on one side, then you'll flip it. Now, everyone knows breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So if you want to be successful, how about you wake up tomorrow and you make my awesome French toast recipe?